first trick. When you write your 3 trig fractions, which one do you normally write first? And then what do you write next? Okay, that's normal. Please be normal. So we're going to look at sine first, then cosine. Now, can you all give me your angles in quadrant 1? 30? 45, 60. I like the order that she put them in, smallest to largest. 30, 45, 60. Can you do those in ratings?
5 or 6. 5 or 3.
Okay, good. Now, that's basically the setup for the table. And to go inside the table, start counting. Just count.
1.
You always start with 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I ran out of room. I'm going to start here and back down. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to turn my table into a radical. And I'm going to put it all over 2. Okay. Can you pause it?
I
Without
can stop.
stopping it?
Oh, no.
No? Okay, that's okay. I forgot to have you get your notes out that have all 9 fractions on it, but that's okay. You just have to trust me on that I'm getting the answers right. So, I'll do sine and cosine first. Sine of 45. Sine of a 45-degree angle is radical 2 over 2. All these numbers are in the radical. This is not in the radical. So sine of 45 is radical 2 over 2. Cosine 60. Cosine 60 is radical 1 over 2. Well, I think I'm just going to call that 1/2. Radical 1 over 2, 1/2. Okay. Sine of 60. Sine of 60 is radical 3 over 2. Cosine 45, radical 2 over 2. Cosine 30, radical 3 over 2. Sine 30, 1/2. Make sense? Okay, you just got to set up your table right, and I think most of you will. Sine goes first, then cosine, put these smallest to largest, and then hopefully you can count. And don't forget that the radical goes there and it's all over 2. Okay, now, tangent. Tangent. You all are used to opposite over adjacent. Something that you probably didn't know, and it'll come up later, is tangent is also your sine fraction divided by your cosine fraction. Okay? So here's what's going to happen every time you do sine fraction over cosine fraction. I'll pick one, like I'll pick cosine. I'll pick 60 degrees. Watch what happens when I do tangent of 60 degrees using this. My sine fraction is radical 3 over 2. My cosine fraction is 1/2. Do you see how I have 2 little miniature fractions within a fraction? Okay, let's simplify that. It's not good to leave fractions within a fraction. Here's how I simplify it. I'm going to multiply the top fraction by 2, but to keep it legal, I have to multiply the bottom fraction by 2. Now when I multiply this fraction by 2, see how these 2's cancel? And I'm left with radical 3. When I multiply this fraction by 2, I'm left with 1. No more 2's. So here's the point. Here's why I showed you this. To use the shortcut, these are always going to cancel. So to use the shortcut, forget about this. Just do your sine number over your cosine number. Okay? So, ready? Forget about this. Tangent 30 is radical 1 over radical 3, which is the same as 1 over radical 3, and you would have to fix that. Tangent 45, radical 2 over radical 2. What's that simplify to? 1. Tangent 60, radical 3 over radical 1, or just radical 3. So table, it's pretty straightforward. Sine, it's radical these over this. Cosine, it's radical these over this. Tangent, it's radical these over radical these. You don't need the 2 for tangent. All right, that's one of the tricks. Here's the next trick. Hold out your left hand, out to your side. Okay? Yeah, good. Not droopy. Hold it out like jazz hands. Okay. Now, bring your left hand in front of your face. You're kind of looking at, now, kind of make your pinky horizontal. We don't want to do this, okay? Do this. Try to make your pinky horizontal. You're kind of looking at quadrant 1 right now. Y-axis, x-axis, can you see it? Quadrant 1? Here, I'll draw it for you. Kind of like your y-axis. Kind of like your x-axis. What are these? They're angles. This is your 30-degree angle. This is your 45-degree angle. This is your 60-degree angle. Or in radians, this is your pi over 6. This is your pi over 4. This is your pi over 3. Okay, now, are you all coordinated enough to fold down an angle? Can you fold down 30 degrees? Fold down 30 degrees? Okay. All right, so if I fold down 30 degrees, now I have this written on my hand so that you don't forget it. Everything's over 2. All of my fractions are over 2. So if I fold down 30 degrees, how many fingers are remaining below the angle? 1. How many above the angle? 3. Ready? For 30 degrees, sine is radical fingers below over 2. Radical 1 over 2, or 1/2. Cosine is radical fingers above, radical 3 over 2. Let's do 45. See 2 fingers below, 2 fingers above? Okay, sine is below. Sine is below, cosine is above. So ready? 45-degree angle, sine of 45. Radical 2 over 2. Cosine of 45. Radical 2 over 2. 60. Sine are below, cosine are above. Sine of 60. Radical 3 over 2. Cosine of 60. Radical 1 over 2, or just 1/2. That a little too high. Okay, so this is 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, or in radians, pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3. Now, how are you going to remember when you fold down your angle, how are you going to remember that cosine are the fingers below and sine are the fingers above? Did I say that wrong? How are you going to remember that sine are the fingers below and cosine are the fingers above? This makes a C. C for cosine. Cosine are the fingers above. C for cosine. Cosine are the fingers above. Okay. Now, tangent. Forget the 2. Forget the 2 for tangent. Let's do sine over cosine, just like I did on the table. Sine over cosine. Ready? 30. Tangent of 30 is radical these, radical 1, over radical 3. You have to fix it. 45. Forget about the 2. Tangent for 45 is radical 2 over radical 2. That's 1. 60. Radical these, radical 3 over radical this, radical 3 over 1. Sine are the fingers below over 2. Cosine are the fingers above over 2. Tangent, radical below over radical above. Forget the 2. Okay, now what we're going to do now is you're going to be in partners. Levi, I think you get me for a partner.
Yeah.
Sorry about your luck. You're going to quiz each other. So I have papers that you're going to use to quiz each other. I'm kind of going to be like a mom putting Brussels sprouts on your plate. I'm going to force you to give me your sign fractions using this trick. And then your partner will do the same thing. And then I'm going to force you to give me your fractions using this trick. And then your partner will do the same. And that'll take pretty much the whole period. So you're gonna try all of the fractions with the hand trick. You're gonna try all of the fractions with the table. And at the end of the class, you're gonna know which one you like best.